It's time for people to stand up, not out of revenge, but out of an enhanced sense of self and connection to one's own core values. It's really hard being a CEO these days. How can they balance all the different demands on them and do all that whilst managing their ego and the lures of power and money? There are some who fall by the wayside, and we've seen the results. The alarming lack of integrity, the prevalence of greed, the willful blindness leading to some colossal scandals. In the US, we've witnessed the Wells Fargo fake account scandal, the Facebook Cambridge Analytica data breach, the Theranos fraud, the Johnson & Johnson opioid crisis, the Purdue pharma scandal involving the Sackler family, and the Boeing scandal, where cost-cutting measures and a rush to market led to the loss of 346 lives in two 737 MAX aircraft. Assistant Attorney General David Burns stated, "The tragic crashes exposed fraudulent and deceptive conduct by employees. They chose the path of profit over candor by concealing material information to cover up their deception." And of course, more recently, a 737 door came off in mid-flight. In the UK, we've seen the devastating impacts of the ongoing issue of sewage dispersal into our rivers and seas. The Windrush scandal, the Grenfell Tower fire, the contaminated blood scandal, the post office IT disaster, and many more. These incidents have not only caused immense suffering and loss, but have also severely damaged public trust in corporate and public leadership. CEOs are indeed under enormous pressure to deliver returns to shareholders, but this cannot and should not come at the expense of people or indeed the environment. So why does this happen? Often it's because it's easier to believe what's convenient. As Upton Sinclair famously said, "It's difficult to get a man to understand something when his salary depends on his not understanding it." This tunnel vision is harmful. I've seen it firsthand when critical warnings were ignored in a C-suite meeting I was facilitating. Stubbornness and fear of whistleblowing create a culture where mistakes are hidden, not learned from. Fanatical religious orthodoxy and financial greed have been huge driving forces while valuing at the same time human life so cheaply. A while back, I looked at the case of P&O, which continues to get around regulations in order to avoid paying their people a living wage. And in another video, I spoke about the abuse of power in Canada, exercised largely by the Catholic Church in the deliberate attempt to eradicate indigenous peoples along with their languages. They are still excavating bodies around the special boarding schools to which those children were sent. The children of single mothers similarly continue to be unearthed in Ireland. Where there is wrongdoing, suspect there is also willful blindness, leading to deception and suppression. As the saying goes, the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Just consider when the Boy Scouts of America filed for bankruptcy in 2020 under the pressure of sexual abuse cases. There were more than 92,000 of those claims going back decades. That's about 10 times the number of sexual abuse allegations that the Catholic Church faced in the early 2000s. The abuse of power exercised, condoned, ignored, and suppressed. We are in a paradoxical world in which too many are relinquishing their agency to authority figures when it's the opposite that's needed. It's time for people to stand up, not out of revenge, but out of an enhanced sense of self and connection to one's own core values. A time for whistleblowers to be listened to, protected, and thanked. At Serenity in Leadership, our mission is to work with leaders to help them deliver value in a way that respects and uplifts all stakeholders, employees, customers, communities, the environment, as well as shareholders. Integrity and purpose must be at the heart of leadership. We advocate for a leadership style that balances the need for profitability with a deep commitment to inclusivity, ethical practices, and social responsibility. This means making decisions that are not only good for the bottom line, but also for the greater good. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to learn more about how we can support your leadership journey, please subscribe to our channel and visit our website. Get in touch. Together, we can make a positive impact and lead responsibly. My name is Thom Dennis. I'm the CEO of Serenity in Leadership, and I'll see you next time.